practice and considering that we are all humans and showing humanity and dignity, I believe that I will have proven that I'm intelligent.
What is that one specific thing that you want to do that you can point out?
It's okay. So I'd really love to have the young women, like a team of young women, whereby they can have their children having a daycare, because it has come to my attention that most students, once they join, probably they have children, or maybe they get children during their time here in school. But during classes, some tend to miss the classes, and also it is so expensive to like pay for a child like 100 shillings per day, get them food and everything. So if the school is going to put that into consideration and have the students who have children being considered, it's going to help the students to have a very smooth time as they study, and also put more effort and focus on their studies. Thank you.
Okay. Next question is to Esther. I've been passing around, and when I interact with staff and even some students, I get complaints of improper dressing. As a leader who wants to come in, what will you do to address this?
Okay, thank you for that question. That is a wonderful question. By the way, that question have distracted us the whole of last semester and even partly of this semester, especially the first year who joined. In fact, we conducted a meeting here, and it was basically to address the dressing code. As I told you earlier, I was the female representative, and we worked with Madam Dean to ensure that those ladies, we talked to them, but you know, sometimes we can blame maybe their background, maybe. Because you talk to them one-on-one, someone anakuambia, my dress, my choice. But we are going to make sure that if someone doesn't dress according to the presentable, that he or she cannot present herself in front of her parent, then better she stayed at her home or hostel than roaming around the compound. So maybe before I conclude, how are you going to handle that?
Just a minute. Yeah, how are you going to do that?
Yeah, I was coming there.
They stay in their hostel or?
They stay at their room.
Okay.
So the basic thing, maybe you are going to work with the security team, especially the ladies security team that are there in the, let's say, gate A. That is the major entrance of this school. So if someone, let's say for ladies, if you can wear a tie short and pass there, then if you have wearing a tie short, then go back home. There is no need for you to come in here. So we are not here.
Okay, thank you. You've made your point. We will assess. If you go to the office, we will assess.
I'll definitely do that.
And check after 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me come to the chairpersons. Mr. Steve Odongo.
I'm here.
You are here. We have a big challenge in this place. I'm not sure whether I should use my mic, but let me use it. Cheating in exams. And recently, one of the trends that is coming up is use of AI. As the leader of this university, what do you think about that?
Thank you. That's a very good question. Yeah. So the issue of cheating in exam using AI actually is something that is wrong. I don't think if the rules that are stipulated that is governing the exams is allowed there. So for me, what I can suggest there, or what I can say concerning that issue, for a person to do that thing or to use his phone or her phone in the exam room means she was allowed or he was allowed to get in with it. So what I can say or what I can put on that is that no one is allowed to get in the phone. When we have invigilators, you usually have invigilators that are invigilating the exams. They should ensure that, for example, the male invigilator, everybody should be searched. If you have your phone, you should leave it outside.
Now, thank you. Now, as the student leader, because you are not an invigilator, all right? Now that is for the invigilators. What are you going to do to ensure that you reduce that vice?
May you pardon?
What are you going to do to reduce that habit?
What I can do is first advising my fellow comrades. Because, when you are coached with your phone in the exam room, actually you'll be taken for the disciplinary actions. So what I can tell them is I advise them to leave their phones outside in order to avoid such cases if it might happen.
Using which forums?
So what I can use is that I can just tell them, or we can engage in a meeting before exams, and then I tell them, you are not supposed to get in with your phone in the exam room.
Thank you. And for the record,
So, yeah.
assure us, have you used AI yourself before?
Yeah, for me, I've used AI, but
In
I've
the
not
exam?
used it. No, that is where I'm bringing my point. I've used AI, but I've not used it in an exam room. I've
Okay.
used it outside.
For the record.
Yeah.
Thank you. My last question is now to Mturia. No, Vincent Musioka. Vincent, closely related to what I asked Steve, another issue that affecting students in this university is issue of drugs. Use of drugs or abuse of drugs. Do you think it is a big problem in this university?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. How are you going to address it?
Okay, the issue of drugs in the institution, what we should do, because the people who use the drugs, they don't use them openly. They hide themselves. So I think we should use student spies or probably the leaders we have, the delegates, the representatives of the classes, and the executive at large. We can use some people, students who should maybe inspect the people using the specific drugs or the people doing business of the drugs. And after they identified them, they face disciplinaries.
Okay. We've heard you. And because of time, for the record as well, which drug do you use?
I've never used any.
Even Panadol. Okay, let's keep them. We can now appreciate them, all of them, because we are not appreciating any. Is there a question from, I think because of time, I will limit to the representatives, those who are going to vote. Is there any question to any of the contestants? Yes, we can have a mic there. The next team will be the team of Secretary General, and it will be moderated by the Vice Chair.
Yes, I'm Damien Sayore, Science Department. My question goes to Vincent and Odongo. Tajiri has set high standards for you. And as marketing the school, in terms of marketing the school, he has done us a great deal. So what are you planning to raise even the bars high enough? What are you planning?
Actually, you have touched my point. Thank you. So concerning the issue of advertising the school, that is a very vital thing. Actually, it was in my mind. So what I can do on that, for me, when I check at my roles, there's a point that says that sourcing the funds. So for me, let me say, if actually when I get into that office, what I will do with my executives, we will source funds, and when we will source funds by writing a proposal to for example, the county government. When they help us with those funds, we will use these funds in order to, for example, we will go to the girls' school, for example, the Voi girls. We will go there by even purchasing for example, pads, in order to assist the ladies that are over there. So by assisting them, we will go there as executive members, and we say, we are from Taita University. We have come here to help you with this thing. By that means, I'm rest assured that these people, these students, will automatically say that Taveta University is a good institution. I'm yearning to go there. That is what actually I will do. Thank you for the question.
Okay, the issue of marketing the school, I think we can form small associations in our schools, whereby the associations will be trained and fed with the skills of mentoring, that is career mentorships. And the associations or the groups of the students will be going in the schools around Taita Taveta University, Taita Taveta County, that is, in those specific high schools. The groups will be mentoring those students in those specific high schools and encourage them and tell them how Taita Taveta University can bridge there or can make them success in their lives, or maybe for their success in academics. Yeah.
I have one.
Good afternoon. My name is Stephen Mutelia. Direct to the question. I've just been here for a semester and perhaps a quarter. This one being my first witnessed election, have realized that tribalism is really a vice in this school in matters election. As our able chairs, how are you intending to address this issue of tribalism?
Okay, I'm Julius Otieno, male representative, BMS department. My question goes to both the presidential contestants. We have an issue on the new funding model, which is affecting most of the students, more so right now, first year and second years. And as you are the contestants in that seat, you may have done the research on this issue of the new funding model. What is your views on it, and how can you help us handle that issue? Thank you so much.
Okay, about tribalism in the school, of course it has been a vice in our institution, but what we are going to do so that we cut it off, we are going to, there are these sort of coalitions that they are formed, and the coalitions are formed based on the tribes. So I think what should be done, although it is very somehow trick to control it, maybe they should not be encouraged, the coalitions now. And if the coalitions are maybe identified in the institution, maybe the administration or the disciplinary senate should call on a meeting for the tribes which are involved in such.
Second question.
The second question was about the new funding model, but I think the issue about the new funding model have been solved, and the subsequent years, in the next years now, will not be having such funding model. Yeah.
Thank you. Pass over to Steve.
Yeah, concerning the issue of tribalism, I know this one is brought by political differences, because though we can't ignore that we don't have tribes, we have different tribes here. But for me personally, I don't recognize that. For me, I'm saying that we are all, the only tribe that I know is TTU. We are all and I'm trying to say that we are one tribe. That is what I'm trying to say. So when it comes to that issue, we should not just take it as a serious thing. What I can highlight on that point is let us just promote unity and recognize ourselves as the TTU tribe, just that way.
Second question.
Concerning the new funding model, though the president talks about it, but for me personally, I will liaise with my exec plus the administration, and they will give me clarification on what to do, because I can't make my own decision. Even in an organization, if you are a leader, you should not be autocratic. You have to involve all people in order for right decision making.
Okay, thank you. Our politics is TTU, so that is it. So, political tribe, are you running on?
Actually, we don't have a political tribe. We have a coalition.
Of which tribes?
Oh, the tribes.
Yes.
Actually, we have tribes really, but me, I recognize them as the TTU tribe.
Okay. What about you? You are running on a coalition of which tribes? So you've heard, So don't vote on tribal lines. Wamekataa, wamesema hao they are not running on tribal lines. So ukivote, wewe ndio utakuwa umetupoteza. Let's appreciate them as they take their seats. Now, let's have on stage the contestants for Secretary General. Allow me to combine them with the single contestant for Academic Secretary. Huyu hatutamuuliza maswali sana kwa sababu ashapita, si ndio? Academic Secretary, you can also take the stand. So, Secretary General, we have Imbaisa Eric Bilili. Eric ako wapi? And then we have Brian Sandora Okach. Then the next tranche we shall have Treasurer combined with special needs. Then we shall finish with sports. Madam Grace. You can still, although here there is interference.
Good afternoon. So we can begin by you introducing yourselves and telling us why you think you're fit for the position you're vying. 2 minutes for that.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, my name is, as you have heard, my name is Mbaisa Eric Bilili, a third-year student pursuing a Bachelor of Education Science.
the public group. He will be desperate, and that is why we have so many drunkards out there. Because of those desperation, you will meet that that person who used to sit in front, but suddenly he will move to the back. So thank you.
Your time is almost up. Just to seek direct clarification on the first one, you said something about making the tender process effective. How are you going to do that?
First and foremost, as per the constitution, the attendance that belongs to the students, comrades, and that's so that they may not nullified when applying for the tenders that don't belong to them.
Okay. On the second person, you talked about inclusivity. How are you going to implement that?
Inclusivity, on my part, I will just say calling student barassas, make them aware of how the institution is just conducted, and generally conducting the students facing them face-to-face talks, like calling them in a meeting and challenging them with asking them questions, giving them questionnaires. Yeah.
You've talked about us publicizing results for the students. How would you work as an academic rep to rectify that?
So maybe I'll advise the administration. We'll come to because this is about mediation. I'll mediate between students and the administration. I'll advise them that this is what is making students, this is not healthy for academics. Like there's an email for TTU. So we can use that email, you can send results to that email. So that this person, because that is personal information, that person can have a room to rectify that mistake. And so that is what I'm going to do.
Okay, thank you. This is directed to Brian. So if you are to represent a student in a disciplinary committee, you know you as an SG, you represent a student. And this student has done an offense that you're sure the student has done. How would you communicate this in the disciplinary committee? Would you side with the administration? Would you side with the student? Or what would you do?
First and foremost, as the SG, I'm given the mandate to present the student, not to side with him or her. Just presenting. If or in any case, he or she is found with guilty, he will face the disciplinary cases. But if not so, then we will mediate with the institution, either to give or to penalize or to give the pass.
Then this is directed to Imbaisa. Thank you so much for that. Are you aware of any communication channels that students use to communicate with each other? You can give me an example.
The channels that are mostly used for communication is through the WhatsApp groups. There is official WhatsApp groups for maybe the lecturers and the class reps, where the information is communicated there. There are other...
Just before you go on, I'm talking about informal communication channels. For example, TTU Mushene. So I want to ask you something about that. As SG, your role is to act as a link between the administration and the students in terms of communicating the needs of the students to the administration. How would you make sure, or how would you ensure that TTU Mushene does not sambaza information that is not true, false memos, and actually use it for the good of TTU, to advise the students, to give in the correct information, etc.
Okay. First, we have to bring to accountable those persons that are having the official, the groups, like the one you're saying to Mushene. Maybe we follow the persons and we bring them on board and talk to them what issues they should be talking to the comrades and what information they should be spreading, because there is an official group like the TTU News and Update, of which is recognized by the administration, of which is really good when spreading their information. So I think just cooperating and collaborating with the people owning the groups so that they may spreading the correct information.
Okay, thank you for that. And finally, to our academic representative, one of the main issues right now facing students is transcripts. How do you plan to deal with that?
So that is a good question. So an issue of some transcripts, I've tried because me myself, I started to investigate on the issues that are facing the academic department in this school. So I've talked to my predecessors, and they have say I've learned that the system is slow. We don't know whether it is intentional. We don't know whether it is genuine, and so that will be done when I'm in office, so that I can get the real issue and what is and why is that one and why the system is slow.
Okay, thank you. I want to open up to, yes, we can start with Kenya. Christine.
How will you mitigate to ensure that zones are in the channel, so that in case you want to know your grade, you can maneuver through the internet instead of going to the examination office. So how are you going to deal with that?
Maybe he repeat the first statement on the channel. Just brief me on the channel because.
So I'm saying we have a portal. Every member in the school has a portal. So I was asking concerning the academics, how will you maneuver to ensure that everybody is able to assess their grades through the channel instead of going to the examination office?
Thank you, and I'm Francis, academic representative elect. Now, and to both all of you, you have, Mr. Chair, I have added this, the first group and this one. I need because I'm representing education department, not but all students. Let me say that let them tell us the criteria to navigate with all issues affecting the comrades. Please.
So, let me be brief and very direct to the point. On issues of the portal, that was what I said. I said that results should be posted on TTU email. If not on TTU email, if the system can work, because we have that part which has in our portal, student portal, that so we are going to advise the administration to put results on the portal. On the welfare of the students, on the problems of the students, issues of the students, we will say that we will give them a voice. Whenever there are challenges, because we are going to advocate for AGMs, if possible, so that they can present their challenges, and so that we can be able to have those challenges addressed. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis, to the challenges facing the students as whole, I would say is major challenge is inclusiveness. The students are not included in decision making. And the second one is the issue of progress, student progress around the school. You see, like, if you go to Brokev, Mongeka, Mega, there is a serious problem according to even let me call them dormitories, all the rooms they are wanting. So if I'm direct SD, I will call the student balances if possible to address these issues with the institution. Thank you.
Okay, just to be brief for the sum of the few challenges, I'll make sure as the comrade spokesperson, there is first-hand information from the administration, the comrades, to make sure that everything happening in the school is well known by the students. This event, like the election, there are some students who did not vote because they didn't have the first-hand information. So I'll make sure that it's an issue to them that they will be included and get first-hand information. Another thing, there is collaboration with the administration, the student congress, and the comrades. We'll make sure that we work as a whole team to make TTU great. And another issue is, since all we have been elected leaders and some of you have great ideas, so I'll make sure that we come together, we share ideas. You give me your idea that you have, I give you mine, since we are all leaders, to make TTU great again. And since it's a home of ideas, bring your idea, I have my idea, we make TTU great again. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much to all of you. Just a final question. Which tribe do you belong to? Which tribe or grouping? See tribe yako. Grouping.
Okay, here in school, I'm just a comrade. A comrade. Yes.
Okay. The next person?
I'm just a normal comrade aspiring for leadership and transparency to my skills.
So this is a national issue. I'm a Kenyan, and Kenya is too small to start subdividing it into even smaller groups. So we should recognize ourselves as Kenya. Kenya is too small to start subdividing it into smaller groups. Thank you.
Okay. Delegates, mmesikia? Hawa wako tribe gani? They are all Kenyans. So if you vote for someone because they are from a certain coalition, wamesema they don't belong there. So don't mislead yourself. Okay. So we call the next.
We appreciate them together with Madam Vice Chair. So can we have the rest of the contestants on stage? Treasurer, Cynthia Maina, Amos Kipkorir, Special Needs, Moses Mulwa Mwanzia, and Sports Social Services, Deru Joseph Kimani, Thomas Morangai. So once we are done with this group, we will be finished. Maybe you can just give the mic so that, remove the mic from the stand so that we move with speed. Treasurer, who is vying for treasurer? Who else? Kaini pamoja. Then sports. Na nani mwingine? Okay. Then he's an opposed. 1.5 minutes, introduce yourself and why you should be elected in the position you are vying for.
Standing in the protocols already observed. Good afternoon. Okay, my name is Amos Kipkorir. I'm at the School of Science and Informatics, MSPS department. Okay, I'm standing in the position of a treasury. And why me? And I have been in this institution for 5+1 semesters. And what I have observed, there have been misuse of, or let me say, improper use of resources which is allocated to the comrades. And that is why I take that step of fighting for that position. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, my name is Cynthia Wairimo Maina, a third-year student pursuing Bachelor of Business Information Technology. I'm vying for the treasurer position, and I believe I have the experience and the expertise to represent all the needs pertaining finances, yeah, and also to grow as a leader. Yeah, and I believe I am a leader. Yeah.
God is good, and all the time, and that's nature. Wow. So my name is Joseph Kimani Nderu, the dear student pursuing Bachelor in Education, Mathematics and Physics. So today let me take this opportunity to thank all of you for making this day great. So I'm vying the position of sports and entertainment. And for the reason of vying the position, in our institution, sports are more than just games. Remember, games are a platform that creates unity, growth, and excellence. So I feel that I'm able to cater the needs that the sports and entertainers are facing in our institution.
Thank
So
you. 1.5 minutes is over.
Good evening. Is it evening or? My name is Thomas Mabora Nkai, a second-year student pursuing Bachelor of Commerce. I am vying for the seat of Sports and Entertainment. I believe when you choose me in that position, I'll be able to create a vibrant and inclusive environment where both sports and entertainment strive. I will ensure that all the students are included in making decisions pertaining sports and entertainment. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon. I'm Moses Mulo Monzia, second-year student pursuing Bachelor in Science, Agriculture, Education and Extension from the Department of Science. I'm simple, honest, upcoming leader who is ready to be controlled, who is ready to be mentored. Well, I'm vying for the position of special needs, whereby I will be involving people with disabilities and as well as Ngerenyi as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you. My first question is to Moses Mulo Mwanzia. You said you are coming from the Department of Science. Yeah. What is Science?
Science means School of Agriculture, Earth and Environmental Science.
So it is the Department of?
School of Agriculture, Earth and Environmental Science. Sorry for the mistake.
Okay. Now, special needs.
Yeah.
What will you be doing?
Well, for the position of special needs, I'll be involving people maybe with physical, mental disabilities, and as well I'll be involving the people of Ngerenyi. Since we are in Ngerenyi, I'll be involving the people from Ngerenyi.
Involving them where?
Well, to the school issues, to the maybe of school occasions, and maybe I'll be forwarding any issue from the school to Madam Dean and any other officers.
Okay. To the contestants of sports and social services. I don't know whether people participate in sports fully here. So what are you going to do to promote participation in 1 minute for each?
Excuse? Can you repeat the question?
I'm asking, what are you going to do to promote the involvement in sports by comrades?
As a comrade, if you elect me in that position, I will make sure that there is an award. That award will be as a motivating factor for the comrades to involve in sports.
Okay, regarding that the question, what I can do to make sure that all comrades participate in sports is to have a day, a specific day that will have a competition for all comrades that are talented in sports. And to reward the winners are going to be rewarded. That will make the all comrades to participate in sports.
Thank you. To the contestants of treasurer. Treasury is a key position. You control all the monies collected. And I believe one of the uses of that money is to help the needy students. So how are you going to ensure that the needy students are properly identified and properly helped with the limited resources that are there?
Okay, thank you for the question. I believe resources are they are constrained. They are not enough. So we'll enhance upon assumption into the seat. I will engage in resource mobilization to ensure that resources cater for the needy students, and also we can start an initiative whereby we collect names and details of those needy students. I was thinking of an initiative whereby at times we find comrades, more so during like exam periods, people don't have enough food. So we can have a program whereby we can be giving like unga or rice. Yeah, through resource mobilization, we get to purchase such stuff and we can give the comrades during such periods. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Since the resources is limited, I think we can think another way of sourcing funds. For example, in this county, this is the only university we have in Taita county. Why don't we engage leaders of this county so that they can fund us, and therefore we will have enough resources. And for that little resources we are having, it should be put into proper use. For example, we usually have an alumni bursary. I think that bursary should be allocated to the needy student, and the dean have the names of all the needy students. But because of we had earlier said that we are all Kenyans. We are all Kenyans, India. But sometimes you found that those needy students are not getting those bursaries. Why? Because of we now come to tribalism, personal interest.
Okay.
I think
your time is up. Thank you. We've heard you. Very final question. Deru Joseph Kimani. Which sport do you engage in? Give him a mic.
Okay, I always engage myself in football and netball game.
Are you in the school team?
Not yet, but
okay. Next. Thomas, which one?
I'm a dancer.
Okay.
And a model.
Okay.
And I'm also in the dance crew of the school.
Okay. Where do they dance?
Here, in the university.
They dance here in the university.
Yeah.
Okay, allow me not to take questions from the audience because our time for voting is running out. So let's appreciate them. Let's appreciate them as they take their seats. Asanteni sana. I know if we had time, then we have asked all the questions, but at least we have heard from each of them. But because we have not taken lunch, sukari meshuka, we want to break for lunch. So, contestants, you have done well. Na mmeonekana kwa TV. We want to wish you all the best. we assure you from where I sit as the chairman of the Electoral Commission that the election is going to be transparent, free, and fair. And that was the stand yesterday. So for now, we shall release you together with your agents. Together with your agents, we shall release you to go and take lunch, buy lunch for your agents, so that when we need them in the next few minutes, they will be ready to come and witness. And once we are done, because I believe you will be around, you will hear us when we approach counting, we will allow you to come in if you so wish. If you so wish, it is not a must. So asanteni sana, let's appreciate them as they move out, the contestants together with their participants. Together with their agents, but the representatives will stay intact. Electoral College member, usijaribu kusimama, hapana jaribu.